caught my eye as I was looking through a Washington street map. I found this around the Congress building, this Congress building in the middle. And just by drawing in red pen on the roads within the Congress building complex, very obviously an owl appears. You can also see an owl on the dollar bill if you can magnify it enough. It has to be magnified very, very intensely, and then you see the owl in one of the corners. But when you look at the next shot, this is not being doctored by me in any way with a red pen. This is just a shot directly from a Washington street plan. And there you see around the Congress building the owl, Moloch, the deity going back to Babylon and this whole story I've been talking about. And he's actually sitting on top of a pyramid. A pyramid and all-seeing owl, just like the pyramid and all-seeing eye. Because the owl and the eye symbolize the same thing, this force which controls the world through these bloodlines. So what they do with the pentagram, which is why it's become a satanic symbol, is to turn it upside down, so it's pointing down, reverse symbolism. It's the same with the dove, Semiramis. To the general population, the dove equals peace, love, and all this stuff. Reverse symbolism, the dove equals death and destruction. So here we have two pentagrams in the street plan of Washington. The top one points into the Capitol building, and the one at the bottom points into the White House.
War has been declared against you, your family, your child, your mother. There isn't anything that you have or ever hope to have that they're not planning on taking away. I'm talking about the oligarchy of evil that controls this country. The American dream is over. The American nightmare is here. The big picture, they want it all. They want to enslave your child, your wife, your mother. There isn't anything that you ever had. There isn't anything that you own. There isn't any right that you possess that they're not planning on taking away.
Sheeple. Your sheeple.
And your children are going to be slaughtered if you go along with the program. It's time to wake the town and tell the sheeple. We're being led like sheep to the slaughter. What is the purpose? A new world order. The United States of America is controlled by this evilarchy. They control the money system. They control the State Department. They control the presidency. On the backside of the dollar bill, you'll find the Illuminati pyramid. Annuit Septus. Novus Ordo Seclorum.
If you look very closely, you will see an owl.
So they have a plan to give us a new age world global occultic religion. They're going to have been deceived so greatly that they'll actually think it's something good. In fact, the whole New Age movement, the New World Order crowd is telling people that the 666 mark of the beast is the most elite thing that could ever happen to them.
No cash. Cashless society. It's ready to go. Disease could be created. In essence, this is what he was saying.
We have new strains of virtually everything that's drug resistant or drug.
Well, I'm not worried about the old diseases. I'm worried about the ones that they create to bring down the population of the world. They simply want to exterminate them, but that they consider them to be useless eaters.
Words are very important to the Illuminati. These things are manufactured purposely for a purpose. And so I'm saying that there is something organized and directed, and it's here in this country.
Future shocker, biochip. And this is what Anthony showed you earlier, a biochip. That's an injectable computer chip, an economic mark in the back of our right hands or in our foreheads.
You've got a choice. You can join in this fight, or you can die as a slave.
You say Canada must remain sovereign. But ask yourself, has it ever truly been? This is a nation born of deals, not defiance. Granted dominion, not declared freedom. Its birth certificate was signed in London, not Ottawa. And its constitution not fully repatriated until 1982. Even then, some provinces never signed it. Newfoundland didn't even join until the mid-20th century. Quebec nearly left twice. This isn't a land forged in rebellion. It's a patchwork stitched together by negotiation and kept quiet by convenience. So when you say we'll never be the 51st state, I ask, what does sovereignty really mean? When you can't leave, when decisions are made in Ottawa and London before they reach your doorstep, when entire provinces feel voiceless in their own union. Want proof? Take out your wallet, if you still carry one. Look at your coins. Look at your cash. Yes, you'll see some Canadian heroes, but look closer. On most coins and on the most iconic bill of all, the 20, you'll still see the monarch. Not a revolutionary, not a founder of Confederation, not a symbol of Canadian independence. You see the king, you saw the queen, not of Canada, but of England, still ruling your currency, long after the crown stopped pretending to rule your land. Call it tradition, call it symbolism, but if you're still putting foreign royalty in your pocket, are you truly sovereign, or just spending someone else's past while calling it your future? Alberta sees it, others are starting to. And let's be clear, Canadians aren't weak, they're proud, especially out west where frontier grit runs deep. The same spirit that built the American West carved out of the prairies of Alberta and Saskatchewan. They're like Texans, fiercely independent, impossible to ignore. Texans never gave up their identity when they joined the Union. They became Americans, but they stayed Texans. And the same could be true here. Wherever Western Canada aligns, the people will remain who they are. Not because of Ottawa, not because of London, but because that pride was forged in the land itself. And if Canada was built through paperwork, maybe it's time the people pick up the pen. No revolution, no violence, just a vote and a reminder. Sovereignty isn't something you inherit. It's something you defend.
Park disease by The Simpsons. They predicted that a disease will spread in 2025 through water. It all begins on a hot day when families visit Springfield's biggest water park. Kids notice their skin feels itchy after swimming, and people develop red spots after playing in the water. The pool feels strangely warm with tiny bubbles, and everyone who swims feels extremely tired, including the lifeguards. The disease spreads fast, with wet swimsuits carrying it home. Rain helps the sickness move to other towns, and drinking fountain water makes more people sick. Swimming pools everywhere become dangerous, and even washing hands spreads the illness. People get red spots all over their skin but feel better for a few days. However, after 3 days, they become very sick again and eventually die. People become scared to take showers, stores run out of bottled water, and doctors work around the clock. Hospitals quickly fill up, and the situation turns into a crisis.